With a broad smile on her face, Fatuma, in the company of the people responsible for her almost miraculous recovery, makes her way from what had become her refuge for the last 1 week and a half, the Kenyatta National Hospital. Unlike the 6th of this month when she first came here, with a knife buried deep onto her left cheek and exiting through her right, Fatuma can now walk on her own, and unlike then, she can open her mouth and utter words of gratitude.
She's thanking to God, she's thanking to Amref, she's thanking to Kenya. She
was airlifted from Wajir after a 6-hour journey from the interior of the same county, bearing the evidence of a growing and worrying trend in the country, domestic violence. According to her, there was nothing that could have triggered her hud's violent streak.
She's saying there was no quarreling before. He just came and approached her with a knife.
And it wasn't the first time either.
The way she said it happened many times. It's an account. You can't count. Yeah. The husband of Fatuma is saying, when he was brought to court in Wajir, that she wanted to commit suicide and wanted to assist her. I think he wanted to assist her to die by stabbing her.
Indeed, Fatuma is just adding to the number of women and men who suffer domestic violence at the hands of their partners. The 2014 Demographic and Health Survey paints a grim picture of this menace. 45% of women aged between 15 and 49 say they have ever experienced domestic violence. 20 of the same group report to have experienced this violence in the last 1 year. 44% of men aged between 15 and 49 reported to have been victims of the same, while 12% experienced the violence in the last year. Just like Fatuma, a large number of women, 45%, reported that the violence was at the hands of their husbands, while a meager 6.4% of men say their wives beat them. But unlike Fatuma, whose condition forced her to seek help, a good majority of women in similar circumstances do not, choosing to suffer in silence. But Fatuma will most likely end up in the same home, a home of torment. Her only saving grace may be the fact that the man responsible is behind bars facing attempted murder charges. 11 days after being admitted here with a severe injury, Fatuma begins her journey home and to a life she hopes will be devoid of the domestic violence she has suffered at the hands of her husband. Brenda Wanga, NTV, at the Kenyatta National Hospital.